Hey guys, it's me Grim here. I thought I should do some videos about these things because the holidays are coming soon. Next month is gonna be December, so everybody's into the PC gaming scene right now. If you're trying to get into gaming and you're in Sri Lanka, and if you're like me from the near the Goals district, so you should know this. The fastest and the most newest tech is more expensive than anything else. So what you need to do is find what you need to do. Like let's say for example you need to play some Minecraft or let's see, yeah, if you want to see some play some Minecraft or play some Fortnite or emulation for emulation purposes. And I'm gonna take everything into consideration here, emulation and PC gaming alike. So what you need is something on lines like this. This is just a bare bones my idea of a game budget gaming system, because it's not going to be for everybody. Trust me, there are a lot of builds out there. You can go follow a lot of things. So this here is a smaller PC for someone with a tighter budget. You gotta keep this in mind. So go to pre-built, something like a Samsung Magic Station. I don't know what those are called, but so what you do is go to one of those systems like fourth generation is the sweet spot. If you can't find a fourth generation, you can try third gen i7s. Those are a little bit expensive because of the i7 has more cores, and those things are kind of expensive because they're i7s. I don't know. They try to reap off money from you guys just for that name. So what you need to try to find is a 4th Gen i3 or 4th Gen i5. Those are very recommended because one is for the 4th generation platform. That's the H81 motherboard. Those things are very power efficient for their age. They're really good on that, and they're not that much bad as onboard graphics, because graphic cards is another kind of topic that we have to talk about when we're going on a budget. So what you need to do is find an i5 or i3. These things are really power efficient, like I said, so you can play games for like hours and it won't matter that much. So in terms of power, this will enable you to play decent games on the onboard. I tested GTA V and Minecraft on these things, and they run well with 8 GB RAM. If you have extra money, you can put on RAM, but I really think you should go with 8 GB RAM and a 128 GB SSD and a 500 GB hard disk for storage. It could be a spinning drive or SSD if you have that kind of money to throw at it. This is a budget system. This is what I think you should do. So a system like this is going to be with 8 GB RAM. It is going to be 25,000 to 27,000 rupees in Sri Lanka. Right now, if you live near Ambalangoda or Hikkaru, you can get it for like with yeah, about 24,000 or 25,000. You can get it for 8 GB RAM, 500 GB hard disk, and this system is upgradable. It's the 24-pin power header, and there's no proprietary bullshit that comes with some HP or Dell systems. These Samsung systems can be upgradable. So the upgradability is one of the key features here, because you need to be able to throw in a new rig. Then you're gonna have to remove that casing too. So that's gonna be a problem in the long run. So what's gonna happen is you're gonna need a graphic card for this too. GTA V, let me open it up. GTA V is kind of the go-to game for a lot of these budget builds, because GTA V was optimized to play in most cheap laptops, so it runs well on 4th generation onboards too. I have tested this continuously on my 4th generation laptop that I use. It's i3 version, so it's not that powerful, but it is very playable. At least for me, it was like 30 to 45 FPS. That's enough to play online as well. It's not that much great. Like 60 continuous is very good, but if you get 45 or 40 average, then that's enough for at least for you to play online with your friends. You can get one of these systems for like complete with the display within 50,000 rupees, I think. And that's a 19-inch or 22-inch LCD display. So the graphic card you need to target with these systems is 1 GB or 2 GB. 1 GB, if you're going 1 GB route, know this, your game's gonna look kind of funky. So if you want better graphics with these games, you're gonna have to go with like something with 2 GB graphics or something on the lines of 4 GB. But that's gonna ramp up the price. Like I said, this is a very budget system for the people that has like quarter-do systems. And I'm coming to quarter-do systems. I have some things to tell you about those things too, because quarter-do systems are done. Let's just drop it, guys. Okay, quarter-do systems. If you're trying to game on a quarter-do system, there's not much you can do. You can play like something like what GTA Vice City or GTA San Andreas. That's it. So if you're buying a new PC or a used PC from a shop, go for a second generation i3 or a fourth generation i5. That's the sweet spot right now. And mostly these three parts, that's not that much expensive. I've seen like some places they have been advertising these things, second generation i3s for like 17,000 rupees in Sri Lanka, but I don't think that's fair, because those systems are like more like 15,000 rupees. If I'm being honest with yourself, because the upgradability is an issue there. Most of these systems cannot be upgraded because most of these are coming from some offices that laid them off because they were obsolete. They can't run software on them. But most of these systems come as budget gaming systems. They just upgrade them with casings and SSDs, and then put them on Ikman or FB Marketplace. This is kind of weird because second generation processors, like what you gonna do with it? You can put it 2600, 2600 or 2400 or something like that on that. That's the process. That's the limit of the processor upgrade. So mostly, what you need to add, if you have the money, go for 4th gen. If you don't have the money, go for second generation processor, second generation CPU. The only bad thing about second generation, if you're going with second generation or 3rd gen, you're gonna need a dedicated graphic card, at least a 1 GB graphic card. Otherwise, you're not gonna play any games on that because the onboard graphics is horrible on 2nd and 3rd. Remember this. No matter what everyone says, onboard graphics is horrible on those platforms. So if you're running with those things and your budget is very tight, at least go for a 1 GB graphic card. Graphic card, in that topic, graphic card, what you need to target for 2nd gen or 3rd gen i3 or i5 is basically 2 GB is enough, because you're not going to play a much difficult to run game on that. Like you're going to run either GTA V or something similar to that. So you should be good with GTX 760 or 750. Or if you run into a 1030, I do not recommend that graphic card. It's really one of those graphic cards that are out there that I have seen 730s that are better than that graphic card. So if you have a very budget system, and then I mean like a second gen i3, and then you can't find any good graphic cards, go for a 1030. At least it's newer than the previous one. So 8 GB RAM is now the minimum, so you can't do anything with 4 GB. At least in my experience, you need at least 4 GB RAM. So there's that. 4 GB RAM for gaming and another 4 GB RAM for OS. So at least 8 GB is the minimum spec now. You're not gonna go anywhere with 4 GB RAM if you're trying to game on it, especially if you're trying to emulate something on 4 GB RAM. It's gonna suck. So with that said, a SSD, even if it's used, that doesn't matter. You need an SSD now. Windows 10 is not optimized to run on HDDs, so you're gonna need an SSD to run Windows on. It could be like 128 SSD. You can even buy a nameless brand if you're backing up your data, like photos and stuff, to your normal hard drive or a pen. Then it's okay. You just need something to boot off of. That's all you need. If this is a gaming system we're talking about, that's all you need. You don't need dependability and stuff like that. So, in my knowledge, the shop I work for, there's like SSDs brand new from 4,000 rupees. So, and there are 8 GB DDR3 RAMs, 1,600 megahertz, I think, are like 4,500 to 4,250. Those are 8 GB RAM sticks. These were like 7,000 rupees like 2 or 4 months ago. So that's with warranty. So if you want to go that route, I really recommend go brand new stuff on that with power supply. Power supply, you have to be very careful because all those system components are powered with the power supply. So you need a good power supply. Doesn't have to be brand new. Just need to be sure that power supply is going to work for you at least for a year or so. Otherwise, if you go cheap out on power supply, you're gonna be screwed if something happens. So, and a good power supply always saves power, and that's another plus. You don't need like a 600 watt power supply on this system. This system is going to be cheap as air. So you're gonna consider low power consumption here. That will depend on if you go on a 760 route. 760, some of those 760s require 6-pin or 8-pin, so you need to watch out for that. If you're going on a system like that, you might want to consider going into a bigger power supply. If you have like 760, a bigger power supply is better, like 550 or 600. It's going to be better for that graphic card, because that graphic card is kind of a little bit power hungrier than the most. But if you guys go for a 4th generation i5, do not go into like a GTX 660 just because you have it available, because those graphic cards are now done. Most of the drivers don't come for them, and some of the games run really poorly on them right now. I mean, most games run okay on them, but in 2 years it's gonna be all gone. So baseline is, if you're trying to go game on a system, you can go for a gaming system like in 2023. It will be wise to go 4th gen. That's the thing I wanted to talk about today. And if you're gonna go ahead with the system like that, please leave a comment. What do you think we should do? Third gen, 2nd gen is optional. It's like the lowest you can go, 2nd gen. Below that, anything below that, if your friend is trying to buy a new PC, just stop them. Anything like 775 Quad or Quad, those systems are now very, very low. So you actually don't get that much performance, and those things don't have the abilities or the capabilities to run new software. For example, Q6600, that CPU with 2.4, I think that's the base clock. So that one doesn't actually have AVX. So you can't run games like Apex Legends on that. So, 2nd generation i3 or i5 can run Apex no problem. So there's that. So 3rd generation i5 or 4th generation i5. Those things are the sweet spot. I hope you guys have a great week. So leave a like if you like the video. Gaming is okay if you do it responsibly. Remember that, guys. See ya.